You won't believe what we saw on the McRitchie Reservoir Treetop hike, but more on that later. This video is a guide about the trail, and the unique thing about the Treetop Walk is that it feels like a visit to the zoo at the same time. I've never seen so many different animals on any other hike in Singapore.
So we're starting the walk for the Treetop McRitchie Walk, and this was just the entrance. And did you see how many forbidden things you have? So you're not allowed to bring pets and so many other things, and the fines are just incredible.
Here you can see the many forbidden and illegal things and how much it costs if you do it anyway. Some examples are no feeding animals, no fishing, no plucking plants, no flying of model aircrafts, no playing of music, no camping, and especially no feeding monkeys. Shortly after, I also realized why that was the case, because they were literally everywhere. There was even a whole monkey family with this cute little baby monkey. You definitely shouldn't go too close to the monkeys, because I've heard people saying that they were attacked by the monkeys. The whole walk is around 11 kilometers long, and it takes around 4 to 5 hours to complete it all. But you can take shortcuts and take different routes. The main attraction of the Treetop Walk is the famous hanging bridge. We were super disappointed when we realized that the bridge was closed on Mondays. This furthermore explained why there were so few people on the walk. But at the same time, that was also a lucky thing, because that meant that the many animals I will show you later on in the video were not hiding in the bushes. To find the different directions and paths is pretty easy, because there are always signs and indications on how long it takes to get there. Here I spotted another kind of lonely looking monkey. The next thing we saw was these huge varanos. They were everywhere. I think we saw 5 in total. It's also good to know that some of the parts and paths are paved and some are not. So it's quite possible to get some muddy shoes at some points. But I would definitely not recommend to go when it's raining, because it can get slippery at some points. We spotted another cute monkey. I'm telling you, they're everywhere. After an hour walking, we then reached my favorite part of the trail, the so-called top of the world lookout point. But you have to earn the beautiful view, because there are quite a few steps, but it's totally worth it. There again, we benefited from the few people on the trail, as we had the lookout point to ourselves. This view made me realize once again how lucky I am to live in a city where you can go on such a cool nature hike within 15 minutes from the city center. As always, the way down is way more comfortable. As mentioned before, you don't have to hike all the 11 kilometers. You get to such crossroads where you can follow different paths. And once again, they're not missing out on the opportunity to tell you that feeding the monkeys will cost you $5,000. The McRitchie Reservoir is the largest of nature reserves in Singapore. It owns over 2,000 hectares of forest cover and is famous for its huge biodiversity. All of a sudden, I almost stepped on this turtle that made itself comfortable in the middle of the path. At one point, you get to this beautiful water reservoir. It's the oldest in whole Singapore and was built in 1868. The reason was to bring deforestation to a halt. The forest surrounding the reservoir has been protected as a water catchment reserve. I was really impressed by the beauty of this nature. At this point, I wasn't sad anymore that the famous 250 meters long bridge was closed, because that was actually the main attraction of the walk. We had the whole area to ourselves, so I can really recommend going on a Monday. Here we suddenly spotted a stingray in the water. We there spotted another varanos living his best life. And on the other side, there was a cute squirrel looking for food. So far, we spotted a lot of monkeys, a turtle, different varanos, various birds, and the most exciting thing at the end of the walk was this live wild boar. It was the first time seeing one in wildlife. Have you seen one? Thank you so much for sticking around till the end, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram, where I share lots more about my life in Singapore. And if you liked the video, please like and subscribe to my channel, and see you soon!